Welcome back, everyone, to the number one nerdish news source on Pornhub, the Creatia Conversation. We are your hosts this afternoon, lunch break evening. I am SCS Vince, joined today by the head honcho in charge, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka Sweet T, aka T Money, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC.
What's happening?
I threw them out of order there because
You did, and my eyebrow went like this a little bit at first. I'm like, nope. As long as he gets them all in there, I'm cool.
yeah, and I kind of figured that that's kind of where your mindset is at. As long as I get them all out there in whichever order you want to, as long as I have Lord Cussalot first and the HNIC at the end, I think that's the main thing. Everything else in between, it's not like the burger in that anatomy that you and Will talked about last time, where it has to be in a specific order to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
The anatomy works well.
Yeah.
How you been, Travis? We haven't talked in a minute. It's been what, like 2 weeks now, maybe?
I think so, yeah, because I wasn't on with you last week because you had some other things going on, so we put you on other days, and yeah. Not much. Hanging out, chilling, working on a few things for myself, working on a few things for the channel.
Yeah.
We got some fun stuff in the works. I know I keep teasing D&D content is coming, but it definitely is. It's really in development. I've done some work in that direction recently, and it's
Right.
coming together.
Just because they don't actually see it does not mean that the work behind the scenes is.
That's the thing. There's a lot involved with that, and it's hard to describe how much work goes into that to people who, like, for one, either don't podcast or who also just don't play D&D or who don't DM, who are dungeon masters. So it's like I'm doing all three of those things and trying to put together something that's cohesive, that'll like work as a entertaining story to do for Dungeons and Dragons, but also find a way to make it work through the platform that we're using and everything. And I think I found a system that'll help that work.
Okay.
As far as like the maps go and all that, because I need to be able to see the maps, but I need to be able to see the whole map. But I need the players to only be able to see the map that I need them to see at that time and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole lot of weird stuff that I have to do to make it all work. And like I have 3 screens here and I need all 3 of them for D&D. But if I'm going to be like running the game for a stream, I need a 4th screen.
Gotcha. Man.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of it's a whole lot going on. I'm like, I figured out a way to make that work. And then I figured out some other stuff. It's just there's a lot happening.
It sounds like it's a lot going on at once that you have to deal with. And it sounds similar to my project. I'm having a little like March Madness live stream tournament for the women's division across multiple promotions. And I have to go ahead and get the bracket set up, try to find a website that can adequately do the job of setting up my tournament as I'm able to share the screen with the live stream audience live as it updates, try to get guests, book all that stuff, it's a hassle, man. But have you at least been able to enjoy yourself with a little Hogwarts Legacy in the meantime?
I haven't been able to touch Hogwarts Legacy in almost a week now, just because of how busy I've been.
Right.
Like things with us happening, but also my parents came into town over the weekend, so they got here Friday. So I was with them until Monday afternoon. Then there was, getting everything ready with this and other things I've been working on. Chances are I won't get another chance to mess with it maybe until tomorrow. I might be able to tonight, but most likely tomorrow night.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I've played a little bit. I've gotten to the point where I've done a beast class. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to get capture beasts and bring them into my room of requirement and all that kind of thing. And I was told to once I start doing that, to lower the difficulty to story level difficulty, because capturing some of the beasts is basically impossible if you don't.
See, okay, this might let you in on the little secret of the kind of gamer I am. When I'm doing the story mode stuff, I keep it at the base level that they have it at. I'm not one of those gamers that jump at hardest difficulty from the jump, because then I'm going to end up...
No, because you're not a psychopath.
Yeah, no, I've seen actual friends and other like gamers set the highest difficulty when they're doing the story mode for any game, whether it's an RPG or whatever.
Nah.
And I always look at them and I'm like, do you hate yourself? Do you want to cause yourself pain and anguish and
Yeah,
anger?
when I go into a game, I always start on whatever the default setting is because to me in my head this is the way the game was made to be enjoyed at, you know?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. That's
this is what the game was made for is this right here. I always start there. Now, inevitably at some point I'll probably lower the difficulty just because I'm a grown ass man with a lot of shit to do and I don't have the time to get good at stuff and I want to get through the
exactly.
game itself. So like yeah, I'll lower the difficulty with zero shame at all. And fuck you if you judge me for it. I don't care. But
Um,
but yeah, like people who like enjoy punishing. I say the same thing about people who play Souls games, like Dark Souls and
yeah,
Bloodborne and Elden Ring, and all them like and Sakura and all that. It's just like, dude, do you enjoy punishing yourself?
I've had old coworkers and managers try to get me to play Dark Souls.
Don't do it.
And I'm like, it's such a good game, but like it's very hard and
It's punishing.
and the more they described it, the more unpleasant it sounded for me because
Yeah.
I want to go in there, beat a game, and then just yes, I want a challenge. I don't want it to be an easy experience, but I don't want it to like rack my brains and stay up all night playing.
Yeah, you want to have fun. Like
Yeah,
I play games to have fun, and if I'm no longer having fun because I'm so frustrated, I don't want to play your game anymore.
exactly. But you know what you should do while you're out playing games, Travis?
What's that?
You should go ahead and take Dubby because Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropic and 150 milligram caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. Dubby has handpicked what they believe to be the best 10 most critical ingredients to focus and concentrate. Dubby contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply just don't have. Dubby uses Neurofactor, a patent all natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives Dubby its laser focus and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers, which is why we plug it here when we're talking about the late night gaming. So if you are one of those psychopaths that are playing Dark Souls and hate yourself, at least take a Dubby to help you feel through your whole angst, anxiety, situation game sesh. Dubby, they also disclose full ingredient amounts, and the product will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes. Dubby is also sugar free, maltodextrin free, and keto friendly. So go to dubby.creatiaworld.com and use the code Creatia to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that is dubby.creatiaworld.com. Look at you! Look at you! Is that like an actual like
Yeah,
water?
it's for
Like
the W. You put it, you add the powder to it, and you add the water to it. Come in there, has a little strainer in there, for when you shake it up, and
look at that.
yeah, it's
Product
from
placements.
W. You just
Look at all that.
drink it up. It's what I was drinking during the stream when I was playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay. Well, look, speaking of playing games, I think it's time we get into newsy time.
It is, but right before we do that, I want to show you something here because this is a follow up from a conversation that I had with Matt yesterday, and also kind of a conversation that you had with Matt before that.
Okay.
So you all watched the trailer for I Am Jesus Christ the other day, right?
Yes.
And yesterday, Matt followed up with me on that one, and he actually, I brought up something that I'd seen before about games that have come out in the past that are like Bible based, and I was talking about one that was Noah's Ark kind of game that was
Okay.
basically they reskinned Doom, and it was Noah's Ark, and yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either, but it was on the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I have to correct myself there. It was actually Wolfenstein that they reskinned, not Doom.
Wolfenstein. Okay.
But
Big
I
butts
need to
here.
show this to y'all because
All right, go ahead, man.
yeah. Do you remember back in the day the angry video game nerd?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, this is him. This is from way back then. This is YouTube of yesteryear. From way back, real old school YouTube. But
Back in ancient times.
yeah, just check this out.
All right, let's see this. Oh
Oop, my
wow.
bad. My bad. My bad. Hold on. Probably helps you can hear it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be very, very much
I couldn't even
appreciated.
come up with anything half as crazy if I tried. This is Super Noah's Ark 3D, yet it's also referred to as Super 3D Noah's Ark because of the way the title art's misrepresented. So who knows? Call it whatever you want. Call it Super 3D Fuck Farts if you want. I know it's weird, but the weirdness actually starts with the cartridge. As you can see, it looks like no other Super Nintendo game you've ever seen. In fact, it doesn't even look like a game at all. It looks more like a Game Genie. By this
All
time,
these
I
Bible
believe
games
Nintendo
were
was
not
catching on
licensed
to
by
the fact
Nintendo.
that
Like, you used
Wisdom
to have to
Tree
get.
was making
Yeah.
these Bible games for their system without their permission. So what I think happened was when Super Nintendo came out, they put a new lockout chip inside the system, which only allows games licensed by Nintendo to work. So
Mhm.
how many Super Nintendo games came out not licensed by Nintendo? Well, just one, and it found a way. By plugging an official Super Nintendo game into the top of it, it overrides the lockout chip and you can play it.
No
The question
way.
is, would you want to? Well, actually,
The lengths they
what,
went
what
through
other
to get this to
first-person
happen.
shooter game do you get to play as Noah? I really can't believe this game exists, but it seems to be a fact because I'm playing it. Now, does it look like Wolfenstein 3D? Yes. In fact, it is Wolfenstein 3D. It doesn't even count as a ripoff. It's the same fucking game, but with Noah. Instead of shooting Nazis, he's shooting goats. All the levels are exact duplicates.
Why
But
is
what's
he
really
shooting
funny to know
goats?
is that
Why
the
is this a
story
He's
thing?
putting them to
that
sleep.
the company that
He's
made
putting them to
Wolfenstein and
sleep
Doom, they
because he's
came
a
to the other
shepherd.
games
So
for
he's
Why is it
Wolfenstein
all
for them to turn
goats
into
though?
this.
oh no.
Why? Well, according to the rumor, id was pissed off that the Super Nintendo version of Wolfenstein was inferior to the PC version, and that Nintendo basically butchered it by toning down the violence as well as altering numerous other things. So, as some sort of joke or whatever, id handed the source code over to Wisdom Tree for them to make the mockery which you're looking at now. And there's a
Wow.
bit of a conspiracy going on. According to the Bible, Noah puts 2 of each animal in the ark, right? Well, according to this game, he put a whole bunch of goats on there. And if that's not crazy enough, guess what? All those goats want Noah dead. Damn. Why is there so many of them? And why do you shoot them with a slingshot? I think that would actually make them more angry. I can't even see what you're supposed to be shooting at them anyway. It just looks invisible. It's supposed to be food, I guess, but why does it put the animals to sleep?
That's
Well, I
true.
guess Noah shoots the food so hard that it knocks the animals unconscious.
Or
Maybe
he's
supposed to, like,
Strangers
or he's
shoot
tossing melatonins at them
just do like
and knocking them
this
out.
from a mile away, and they hit you. Like, how do they even reach? Listen to how cheerful the music is. Wow, that's great. It's just what you need is some really upbeat music
Oh
to
my
go along
God.
with Noah getting murdered by a bunch of fucking goats.
like, what the hell
So
is happening?
that's it. There's more animals along the way, but you get the idea.
See, this just makes me want to perfect the game other than just like question the existence of it. More or less, if it's supposed to be he's collecting animals for the ark, okay, that's one game concept. Where are the chickens? Where are all the cows? Where are the pigs? You know, you need like he collected 2 of each, you know, like so
There
that's
is a
what I wanted to
whole
see.
rabbit hole of Bible games we could go down right now because this is not the only Noah's Ark game that I can show you, but we don't have the time.
It's not that kind of
Because there's definitely a 2D scroller where Noah's like picking up animals and carrying them above his head, and he goes and finds another one, picks it up, and they're like stacked on top of his head, and he's holding them like this, moving through on a 2D scroller. Like that exists also.
Wow. Well then, you know what does exist?
What does
Travis?
exist?
A bunch of games or a bunch of announcements slated to come out tomorrow for the state of play for PlayStation on February 23rd. Do you want me to talk about it? Or you want to talk about it?
I can do it. So, yes, we got a state of play that arrives Thursday, featuring Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. This comes directly from the PlayStation blog. This actually got announced yesterday, and we just missed it in the slew of Nintendo shit that came out yesterday.
Right.
So yeah, tune in February 23rd for exciting updates from our third-party partners, including PlayStation VR 2 reveals and an in-depth look at Suicide Squad. Stay of Play returns with its first show of 2023. Get ready for new looks at some anticipated games from our third-party partners, as well as a first glimpse at 5 PlayStation VR 2 games set to arrive later this year. Then settle in for more than 15 minutes of all new gameplay details and updates on Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, the next game from Rocksteady Studios. You all know Rocksteady Studios, the ones who made the Batman game, the Arkham games. So
yeah, well,
we gonna get some good shit from them.
I actually didn't know this game was coming out. I actually had to do my research, so I went ahead, and apparently a year ago they dropped an official trailer of like the gameplay, and the concept of the game is Brainiac takes control of the Justice League, and the Suicide Squad are tasked to kill the Justice League. So it's a cool concept. I saw in the trailer that I saw, it was Captain Boomerang, King Shark, Deadshot, and Harley, right?
Yep.
Has there been any news about more?
We've gotten nothing from this game since that trailer.
Really now? That's crazy.
Everything that we've heard since then has just been leaks and rumors.
Well, I'm excited to see it because if it's the same development group that gave us the Arkham series, which I am a fan of, I love very dearly. I'm excited to see this. I like Harley Quinn. I like Deadshot. Don't really quite care for Captain Boomerang or King Shark, but
I don't think anybody really cares for Captain Boomerang. But
I don't even think Captain Boomerang cares about himself, which is why he's in the Suicide Squad to begin with. That's probably where it's going. I'm hoping we get actual announcements for other games I'm looking forward to. I hope we get some Spider-Man 2.
Speaking of Captain Boomerang,
yes,
he made an appearance on The Flash recently. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to cover that?
We'll talk about The Flash tomorrow with myself and Mara. We talked about it the week that he came on, though. But also, and more in line with this PlayStation State of Play, good that Will is actually in the chat right now. Will and myself will be doing a live reaction to that when it drops tomorrow evening.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, is that why you reached out to me?
Yeah,
to do the live react.
See what you were up to. See if you could do it. It's fine. It's just gonna be me and Will, but I was down for whoever was good to be in.
All right. I mean, I'd technically be at work, and I could put my phone in the edge, and you guys can see me working while I live react to everything. Melissa just gave me some new Sony Bluetooth headphones that I can go ahead and plug and play underneath my beanie, and no one will ever know. My customer service will go down the drain. It will get like Rotten Tomato reviews, like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania did. The critics will not be a fan, but the fans will.
This is exactly how that kind of thing works. What matters is what the people think.
Exactly. 100%.
But yeah, live reaction tomorrow during the State of Play. It actually will be tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. All that kind of shit. So,
sounds good, man. And
that's 3 p.m. Central for you, fellow Chicago folks.
Yeah. So just like about an hour into my shift. So it's about the time I start to lollygag and goof off. So yeah, maybe if I don't at least tune into the stream with you guys, I'll maybe if I'm allowed to, because I know you like to have like only 2 people, but maybe I'll
only like 2 people for this particular show.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll jump in while I'm at
reaction. I was good with whoever wanted to be on. Like it could have been me, you, Mara, Matt, and Will. Like it's just, like I wouldn't care. I would not have cared at all.
You know what? You know what? I didn't care about that much, but I've been more and more invested into it because this sounds very cool. Is the Evo 2023 lineup announced? Because I'm not the biggest fighting game guy. I think I might have frozen there. Am I back now?
You kind of frozen, but you're there now. Got you. You're good.
Okay. Let's see here. How about now?
You're good.
No? Damn. Okay.
Vagina.
Penis. Okay. That's what brings the chat back. Are we good now? Are we
Yeah.
good? All right, perfect. Because it kept like being static and cutting off on mine. But I was about to talk about the Evo 2023 lineup announced. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 returns, and Street Fighter 6 makes its debut. So I actually have the little like graphic here to share with you guys.
Mhm.
So we can go over the actual lineup. So the games announced, obviously, as I mentioned, is Street Fighter 6, PS4, Capcom, Guilty Gear Strife, PS4, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate for the PS4, Tekken 7 for PS4 as well, King of Fighters XV, Melty
15th.
Blood 15. Thank you. I'm not good with Roman numerals. Melty Blood Type Lumina, Dragon Ball Fighters, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, like I mentioned.
Mhm.
So Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is making its return. It's the big name here, but Street Fighter 6 also making its debut. It's going to be the headliner here. A lot of people were surprised to see Dragon Ball Fighter Z fighters still be included,
I
but
mean, it's one of those things where it's just a fantastic game. So
yeah, that's true. So Street Fighter 6 is set to make its debut in June, and the I'm trying to find the date here. Sorry.
that's okay. Take your time.
Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Evo 2023 is once again scheduled to be in Las Vegas and the Mandela Bay Resort and Casino on August 4th, 5th, and 6th of this summer. So we have that to look forward to. And what's great about this whole thing is this a whole fighting game tournament-esque event where they can and could release new information. So maybe that's a reason why Dragon Ball Fighters is included, because there's reports, maybe even like rumors, that speculation that maybe a Fighters 2 will be announced at said event. So there's that. So
Yeah, I'm looking at this list. I'm familiar with pretty much all the games on this list. The only one I didn't know was Melty Blood Type Lumina. Like I don't even think I've heard that name before. But I'm not really in the fighting game space like that. You know, I play a lot of games, but
yeah,
fighting game.
exactly. That's a good question, but that is private information that I don't wish to share on the live stream. So ask me in my DMs, Matt. But yeah, man, it seems like a good lineup. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the only games here really that I mostly play is Dragon Ball Fighters, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, and Street Fighter I play, but I'm not the biggest Street Fighter guy. Just I don't like the whole setup of how to hit a Hadouken or the special attacks. It's just I don't like to use the Joy Cons, the analog sticks, to do such things.
Hmm.
That's my only qualm with it, and it's one of the things I wasn't the biggest fan of for Dragon Ball Fighters, because I had to go ahead and shut up, man. I had to go ahead and like use the joystick to hit like a Kamehameha wave or like a Gallic gun, and I'm just not a fan of it. But yeah, man. I mean, this is cool stuff here.
It's funny. Speaking of fighting games, I remember seeing this the other day. The Street Fighter 6, the Capcom Cup Championship,
Yes.
is actually going to have $1 million grand prize.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad at all.
The winner's pot in total is 2 million, but the winner gets 1 million. So I would guess, like, winner gets 1 million. Second place probably gets like 600,000 or something, and third place gets like 400,000 or something like that. I don't know. I'm guessing, but
sometimes it just makes me want to quit my day job and just practice these fighting games and join these tournaments so I can get
you
these grand
could
prizes.
practice all day, every day for the rest of your life and still never be as good as some of these people that I see. It's ridiculous. They have this shit down to a science as far as like what the hit range is on certain things and where exactly you have to stand to hit somebody. It's ridiculous.
They know life the games. They know life the games, essentially. Yeah. I had this one because we had like a video game club at my high school at Foreman, and we do fighting tournaments. And I swear they'd always be those one or two guys that over here like wouldn't even let you hit the ground, to the point where it's just like, well, why the fuck am I even playing? Just like play with the empty controller right next to you, you know?
Yeah.
It's taking it too seriously, but it's a fun event. You can actually watch. You don't actually have to be there in person to take place. you can go ahead and do that. Um, Matt saying, quit your day job and start an MK themed OnlyFans. Well, I'm not gonna do that, Matt. But if I were to do such things, I know where I'd go to help with such endeavor.
With your
And
OnlyFans endeavors?
if I were to do such an endeavor, and that'd be mycentralsecrets.com. Because mycentralsecrets.com boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories, with toys for him, for her, and for both. The product line is extensive compared to other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and the quality. MyCentralSecrets.com has top rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So go to central.creatiaworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. Once again, that's central.creatiaworld.com. So I will not be going on an OnlyFans endeavor, but if I did, My Central Secrets would be the place to start with such endeavor. Or if anyone in the live stream, Matt, if you want to start an OnlyFans, or Will, if you want to start an OnlyFans, you can head over there.
I mean, now if you're going to edit in the finisher before the orgasm and the fatality after, you can change. OF no longer stands for OnlyFans; it stands for orgasm fatality. See,
there you go. Matt's out here trying to create avenues for me to make money.
You have an orgasm fatality already, Will? Is that what you're saying? If that's not what you're saying, I'm going to decide that's what you're saying anyway. So it's a thing now, whether you want to admit it or not.
Melissa's asking me if my OnlyFans is going to feature Matt, and I said no. She's not volunteering for it. She wants Matt to volunteer for such things. You know what I do want to volunteer for, Travis? I want to volunteer to watch this Mighty Doom trailer that you sent us.
Okay.
Do you have it, or you want me to pull it up?
I got it. I'll pull it up.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Tag team work. Your OnlyFans already features Matt. Y'all just don't know about it.
Yeah. So I haven't seen this. I just it was funny because we were talking about Doom yesterday, and I saw them like, oh, Mighty Doom. I think that's actually Doom. I don't know. Let's see what's happening here.
Yeah, let's check it out. Nice.
Introducing the Mini Slayer.
This is gonna be fun. I've never actually played a Doom game that I can remember.
Really?
If I have, it's because I've been to a friend's house and I'm playing Doom on his console. But I've never actually owned a Doom game. This seems so interesting and fun.
Okay. Top-down shooter.
It's less fun now. Is this a mobile game?
It does look like a mobile game, doesn't it?
Right. This is the universe trying to get me to play mobile games on your behalf. You're a proponent for mobile games. This is become mighty.
Yeah, it's a mobile game.
Well then. Launches on March 21st. Interesting. So we're about a month. We're a month away from it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't have that much phone storage because I use it for for podcasting needs. So I need my phone storage. However, Melissa's been a proponent of buying me a new phone, so I might keep this old phone and just only play Mighty Doom and download all games on my old Google Pixel 3 and just have all my games on my Pixel. and then whatever new phone I get, then that'll be like my business phone, like my
There you go.
everyday phone.
Makes
Not
sense
bad.
to me.
Yeah. What else we got, Travis? You shared today is some Super Mario Bros. Movie direct news.
Yeah. So, in addition to the Nintendo Direct that's happening on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
or the Pokemon Direct specifically, not a Nintendo Direct. There's a difference.
Right.
But there is a Super Mario Brothers Nintendo Direct happening on March 9th. So this story comes from IGN. Ryan Dinsdale article. Go check them out. Read the article, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Give them the click so nobody else over there gets fired. So Nintendo has announced that a special Nintendo Direct focusing on the Super Mario Brothers movie will take place on March 9th. Announced in a tweet from Nintendo of America, the Direct will definitely reveal the film's final trailer, but it isn't clear if it will include any news or updates beyond that. It will take place at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And can be watched on Nintendo's YouTube channel. What Nintendo did make clear, however, is that no video game information will be included in the Direct, meaning it is solely focused on the upcoming film as opposed to including a slew of announcements from different Nintendo properties.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I
I mean, the
did.
movie comes out March 30th, so it's like, okay, I can see why they would do it.
Well, that would be like 2 weeks or so,
Something like
give or
that.
take,
Yeah.
in between to help with the hype of the movie. And I kind of get that. That's a very smart way to go about it. I did hear some rumblings. This is nothing confirmed nor proven, which is why I didn't source it or share it on the Slack. But there were some rumors that they might be doing a Nintendo Switch bundle inspired by the Mario Bros. Movie. So a Mario Bros. Movie bundle. So not
Hmm.
sure what it would entail, but those are rumors. So maybe that could be announced at the Nintendo Direct specific for the Mario Bros. Movie. So there's that. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure how close that would be to falling under video game information. So
Yeah,
it would be
that's
no
kind of
video game
where
information.
that's kind of where I was leading to, was the simple fact that I wasn't sure if that would count or not, because it did specifically mention no video game information. But yeah, um, aside from that, in terms of news, I really only have to share with you guys only mostly just like collectible news
Yeah.
in terms of toys, which was gonna be my transition for my Central Secrets, because I was about to be like, not only can you buy your significant other these toys, you could also buy them these toys from my Central Secrets. So Matt jumped the gun with the plug. But before we go into the fun stuff you can buy for yourself, why don't we go into the fun stuff or the essential stuff you can buy for your furry friend, your pet, your dog, man's best friend. And you can do that by going to dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supply shopping and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friend. So go to dog.creatiaworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. Once again, that is dog.creatiaworld.com. And it's not you're getting 64%, but you can get up to 64%. So play your cards right, you can get all of that and more.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to share this real quick because this is the one I had first. And you're aware of the Pokemon Squishmallows that came out, right? Where they released the Pikachu and the Gengar one.
Tangentially. So like
Okay.
I was one of those things, like I think I remember hearing about it from somebody else who heard about it from somebody else, kind of thing. It just wasn't like I didn't actually see them directly myself, is my point,
Okay.
until recently when
All
these
right.
movies came out.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it was such a hit. It originally was Pikachu and Gengar. Those are two solid options to have. Pikachu obviously is the Pokemon mascot, and Gengar is just Gengar's cool. You know, he's a purple Pokemon. I want to get a Gengar. I don't collect Squishmallows, but you know, I like Gengar, so I might get that. It was such a success that Pokemon's partnership with Squishmallow is going to continue, and they're going to release 2 more Squishmallow versions coming this spring, and they're going to be including Togepi, and Snorlax. Those are
Togepi.
Togepi is the perfect Squishmallow to have because if you watch the Pokemon anime, Misty always had Togepi just like wrapped around
Just
her
holding it
hands like
right.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right here in her chest, and you can now hold your Togepi Squishmallow exactly like that. Now, yes, the Snorlax one is not true to size, but he's still a cute little guy right there. I'd like to have him on the couch right next to my. There you go.
Yeah. To
Red
be
Eyes Black
fair, if they were
Dragons.
going to make a Snorlax true to size, it probably wouldn't even fit in this room.
No, but there
So
have been Snorlax beanbag chairs, which I've been
which I'm
proponent to buy.
thinking are still not even big enough. Like,
No,
that's the thing.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But yeah, man, those are kind of cool. I'm gonna try to pick up at least the Togepi one, if not for myself, as a gift for either Melissa or my sisters, or if not, try to get a multiple. The Pikachu one, I didn't care too much, but I'm gonna still scour the earth for a Gengar one for myself, and then get Togepi, see how many I can get. And apparently, these are like a hot bot and resale things because it was really
Those
hard to get your
collectibles.
hands. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're collectibles. So I saw them go for like almost $200 on eBay or whatever. It's the thing that resellers do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see here.
They lost their stranglehold on the PS5 now, though, so that's good.
That's thankfully. Do you have anything else before I share the Funko stuff?
Yeah, we got another story. Matt actually dropped this in here for us. Some Blumhouse news. So Blumhouse just launched a new subsidiary to produce original horror video games.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Blumhouse, they made. I want to say they made. I think they made Megan when it just came out. But Megan, the horror movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. Megan.
Oh, I thought you said Mega. Sorry.
No, I said Megan. I was just like, Megan.
Yeah.
Thinking that.
So yeah, got you. So Blade Discussion has learned this morning that Blumhouse, the media company, is launching a new subsidiary to produce and publish video games. The company has appointed Zach Wood as president and Don Setchler as CFO of the new venture. Blumhouse Games will partner with independent game developers to bring their creative vision to life via original horror-themed games for console, PC, and mobile audiences. In the spirit of its film business, Blumhouse Games will target indie budget games, below 10 million, to enable innovation and pushing creative boundaries. There's a lot more to it. Go read the article. As like I said, it's on Bloody Disgusting website. It's article from John Squires. Check it out. But what do you think about Blumhouse making video games, man?
I'm interested, man. I'm always down for a good horror movie game, horror movie-esque type game. That was really cool. My favorite of all time was what was it called? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Until Dawn. It's my favorite because it felt like I was actually in a horror movie and I had to make my choices and my choices had consequences. So if we get games like that, I'm definitely going to be playing them.
Yeah. I'm liking their approach to this. So they're like, they're going in, they're not going to in there trying to make AAA budget games and all that. They're like, no, we're going to do it the same way we do horror movies. Like, we keep the budget limited. And honestly, limited budget inspires creativity. So it's just when you have a limit on what you can spend, like, okay, we got to find more interesting ways to do these things.
Yeah,
which
that's true.
Is what makes certain movies really good. The limitations inspire them to do more creative things. And that happens with video games too. So with them doing that and targeting like indie developers, good idea there, because they're the ones that are going to try stuff. They're usually the ones that do the new stuff before the big dudes do it. So
they're usually the ones that want to like throw stuff at a wall and see if it sticks, and aren't afraid to fail in their endeavor. So
there's nothing they're not afraid to fail. Is that they have no choice but to go for something different. Because if they try to do the same thing that's already out there, it's not going to sell because the big boys are doing that.
Exactly.
So it's just we got to do something different. They're forced to do something different, and so they tended to give us new, more innovative stuff. It's like new concepts that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. 100% intrigued, and I can't wait to see more follow-up on the news. And maybe Matt will be the main one having follow-ups on this because this is his genre.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to wait for Matt to talk about it, but then I realized he wasn't scheduled to be back on the show till Friday. So I'm like, no, in a way, we're waiting till Friday to talk about it. But
yeah, should be interested to see. I'm looking forward to see what they put out there because I'm all for new games in the space and everything.
Yeah,
So
100%.
mhm.
So aside from that, I think the last thing I have here is that they released some new Funko Pops for Across the Spider Verse, and I got the article pulled up with the images so we can share it in like with the live stream as well.
Okay.
So we'll do that, and we'll close out the show with that. I think that's a good way to go about things. All right. So as we can see, we have Miles here, and we have Spider Gwen. Solid here. But then if we go down lower in the article, we do get Spider-Man 2099 that you can pre-order. There is a special Chase exclusive one, I think, that you can pre-order from entertainment.com, and it'll be glow in the dark variety. So that's pretty cool. You got Spider-Punk as well.
Spider-Punk.
I love Spider-Punk. One of the very few black Spider-Man that I fucking love. He was actually one of the skins that I liked using a lot when I was playing Spider-Man at PS4 because it was just so different. It was so cool to see. Yeah, Spider-Woman as well.
Okay.
You got the Scarlet Spider, which
Scarlet
I think
Spider.
this is an interesting adaptation because I don't think it has like the black in the face normally.
Yeah, it was before it was like just a straight red on the face.
Yeah, if I'm
maybe
not
maybe an outline around the eyes, but
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this might be a variation of him being taken over by the Venom symbiote. Because if you look right here on the
Venom
legs,
or
Carnage could be an option too.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, if you look back at the old, I don't remember if it was in the comics this way or not. I'm not as well versed in Spider-Man comics themselves, but in the older cartoon,
right,
in the 90s, the Scarlet Spider, he was a clone.
Yeah,
and his counterpart was taken over by the Carnage symbiote. So
yeah, well, what was he dubbed? Like the Carnage Spider?
Spider Carnage.
Spider Carnage, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it does look like he's taken over by a symbiote here. So maybe that's where the inspiration is coming from. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man India. I don't know much about it, but this is a cool design. This looks like a dope ass wrestler. Like
it does look like a wrestler, yeah.
He looks like a pro wrestler that's about to like win like the Cruiserweight Classic back in like the early 10s. So there's that. You have Spider Bites. I don't know anything about Spider Bite.
Spider Bite. Yeah.
There's a lot of diversity in this. I've just noticed right now. Medieval Vulture. I have no idea. Interesting. The Spot.
I remember the Spot.
The Spot from the TV show as well, right?
Yeah, he was on the TV show.
Got Miles Morales. Looks like he's got a Knicks jersey tucked underneath there. It looks like these are supposed to be Jordan 1s inspired, but obviously can't have the Nike swoosh logo there. You have Gwen Stacy looking a little punk rock with the little like eyebrow piercing, still rocking the mess up hair that she got in the first movie, and then the box versions of the first initial ones that we had. Yeah. So overall, these are a fun collection. Do you still collect Funko Pops, or did you ever?
I didn't ever collect Funko Pops. No, I have a couple of them just because I was at a con and I'm like, oh, it's one of those things. I got like a little, I guess you call it like a loot box when I was there.
Yeah.
And it had a couple of Funko Pops, and it had Xavier Woods in there, and it had Black Manta. So it was just like,
those are some cool ones to have.
Yeah, though. It was like, okay, I'm cool with these. It was, he has it's him in the in their ring gear that was, I think it was like, it wasn't the one that was the Power Rangers inspired one, but it was white, and he had the unicorn.
Yes. And, I know which one you're talking about. I got that set collected with all three members of the New Day.
Yeah.
So that one for sure. So I think me personally, I think at some point I'm gonna collect either Miles or Spider-Gwen in my collection because I don't have Spider-Man Funkos, and I'm afraid to travel into that avenue because I have so many WWE Funkos, and that's where it started. Where it's like, oh, I'm only gonna collect WWE Funkos because it started with a select amount, and it just became into this huge thing because they kept releasing them. So
I was in a comic shop a couple weeks ago, more than a couple weeks ago, it was maybe about a month ago now, and there was just all these Funko Pops in there, and I'm like, this one looks interesting. I bet Matt doesn't have this one. This is before he told me he was starting to get rid of all his Funko Pops. But he was think it was a Chucky one, and it was like
That's cool.
it weird like neon colored one kind of thing. It was like, oh, this is interesting looking. I bet he don't have this one. I'm like, here we go. Matt, you got this? He's like, no, but getting rid of all my Funko Pops. I'm like, oh, well, you suck.
Okay.
That'll teach me to be thoughtful.
Yeah. Don't ever be thoughtful for other people, Travis, especially when the other person's mad.
I mean, lesson learned,
Lesson learned. So this is what I was talking about. So entertainmentearth.com, so you can pre-order the entertainmentearth.com exclusive limited edition glow in the dark. Can't really see it too well, but it's Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
But he's actually doing kind of like a Spider-Man pose and then glows in the dark. So it's a pre-order one. It's $15 to pre-order. So letting you know right now, so all your Funko heads out there can go ahead and get your pre-orders going. But with that being said, I think I'm all out of newsy stuff, Travis.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, well, let's start plugging ourselves then.
Let's plug.
So you can find us live every Monday through Friday on twitch.tv/Creatia World, where you can go ahead and subscribe to us there. If you have Amazon Prime, you do get a free subscription. You have to do it every 30 days, but you do get a free subscription, so you can give it to us. Helps us greatly. And in return, we'll bring you more awesome content on the daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also find us on youtube.com/Creatia World, where you can subscribe there and turn on the bell notifications. So when we do go live, you know exactly when that happens. You can join in the Creatia Conversation. But if you want to watch us later on, even though we are available on both platforms, if you're intimately by yourself or just sharing the night of passion with your loved one, you can find us on pornhub.com/model/Creatia World.
Or if you're just having an interesting time on the train, I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah,
the rest of the people in public might, the authorities might, but I won't. Is my point.
You will make Matt Ritter very happy to know that you are watching us specifically on Pornhub, because that's the only platform he personally cares about, or at least his number one priority, because that's his baby. Mm-hmm. You can find the audio version of Creatia Conversation and everything Creatia World at No, that's the one wrong. Linktree/Creatia World. We'll give you all the links to all the stuff, the YouTube, Twitch, everything I just mentioned, and I'll give you the link to the Patreon. So if you want to help us out and support us, you can send $1 our way to get exclusive content, such as Creatia Comics with Mara and Travis. Multiverse? Yes, Multiverse. You'll get Multiverse with Travis and Mara, but you'll also get Return to Wrestling with Travis and Matt, where they talk about the heyday of WCW. And it's starting to get to the point where Matt is actually enjoying some WCW content. So if you want to go back
but he still hates Hulk Hogan.
But he still hates Hulk Hogan. So go ahead and enjoy and revel in Matt's anguish and pain, I guess, would be the accurate adjective to describe it. But yeah, it's $1. It's $1 a month, and it helps us greatly, and we very much appreciate it. You can go to creatiaworld.com to find all our personal dating profile bios, as well as getting all the links and information for everything I just mentioned. You can follow us on social media as well. We very much appreciate it. If you go to TikTok, Twitter, or Instagram and search up @It's Creatia World and give us a follow there. Check out all our content we post when we go live. So if for whatever reason you don't have the bell notification, you have this as a safety net to make sure you don't miss a single episode from Monday through Friday. There's also a Facebook group, facebook.com/Creatia World. We have a Facebook group for Smacking It Raw, facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. And we have one for Them Dragons, which we talked about earlier. So it's all full circle coming back in the circular motion, just like King the Conqueror wants in this whole secret timeline.
Well, Them Dragons is for the Game of Thrones stuff. So
Game of Thrones, never
House of the Dragon. That's not for the Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
You could have you couldn't just let me have that. I was trying to
I want to make sure people know what's really happening. We can't confuse them out there, because they go to Them Dragons looking for D&D content, and they go and they see nothing but Game of Thrones stuff. They'll be confused.
Very true, very true. But regardless of the fact,
and then we're liars. We don't need that.
Very true. But regardless of the fact, you can find everything on our Linktree, like I mentioned, Linktree/Creatia World. Follow us everywhere. Mm-hmm. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @SESVince. The Linktree in my bio will take you to everything Creatia World, Smacking It Raw, and Straight Talk. We recently did an NBA All-Star draft, so if that's your cup of tea, you want us want to see me and my fellow co-hosts draft our respective NBA All-Star teams, that's the latest episode, and we are planning a women's wrestling March Madness tournament coming live here on the streaming platforms on March 8th. So go ahead and check that out.
Speaking of sports, Vince, how you feeling about Pat Bev on the Bulls now?
I'm all right with it. I'm cool with it because, you know what, he's a Chicago guy.
Mhm.
This team lacks someone that's going to light a fire on them, under the team, hold them accountable. He's just going to be like a mouthy guy. He gives me a lot of like Joakim Noah-esque vibes to him.
Yeah.
Like a Marcus Smart types vibes. He's not going to be the best player on the court, but I can see him.
That's not what he's there for.
That's not what he's there for. But I can see him starting games or closing off games. You know, so
in there when it matters is the real thing.
Yes, and I think it'll help. I don't know. I've kind of just given up on the season. To be
this
honest.
season's over for us.
This it's done. That's why I've stopped covering the Bulls on the podcast.
Yeah, they've even said Zo2 ain't playing no more the rest of the year. Like it's just
they shut him down.
We're done. So
yeah,
I was just curious what you thought.
They signed a dude named Terry Taylor that's supposed to be a 6'4" power forward.
Terry Taylor,
yes, it's a black man named Terry Taylor.
The only Terry Taylor I know is from wrestling, and
yeah,
Eric Bischoff hates him.
The Red Rooster, Terry Taylor.
Yeah.
That's not who the Bulls signed. They signed an actual NBA player. He seems to be like a Javonte Green-esque kind of guy, small ball four that can give you some energy. So
I see. I don't know if Eric Bischoff actually hates Terry Taylor. I made that up. So
I'm 100% sure that might be the case. You heard it here first from Travis's mouth.
Okay.
Facts or not, Travis, plug yourself.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'd like Eric Bischoff to correct me himself.
Yeah, there you go.
I bet he won't. Fuck you, Eric Bischoff. You scared to talk to me. All right. What were you saying? I'm sorry. What you
I said plug yourself so we can sign off.
Oh, yeah. So you can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. You can also, catch me on here whenever I'm on here. And every now and then I'll pop in on Smacking It Raw on Friday nights. You never know where I might be.
Favorite episode of 2023 was you and Will just talking the talk. Not even talking about wrestling, talking about burgers was my favorite thing. The burger anatomy is still my favorite conversation.
That was on Smacking It Raw?
That was on Smacking It Raw.
Oh, okay.
Where you guys were talking about like Brodus Clay being the new NWA world champion, and then you showed like the entrance to Brodus Clay.
Yeah, we got a copyright hit on that one too. And it was just like afterwards, I was just like, yeah, worth it.
Oh well, no more WWE footage shown on the live.
Clearly, because that's twice now that we've got hit by that.
Yeah. But yeah, with that being said, I'm SES Vince for the Lord Cussalott, Travis Pointer, and myself. This has been the Creatia Conversation. We'll catch you guys later.
Peace.